Hello, today's lesson is going to deal with earthquakes and seismic waves. We're going to be in chapter 4, lesson 2, page 110. Our three key ideas are: what are seismic waves, how are earthquakes measured, and how is an epicenter located. Remember, keep putting those in your notebook because all of that will help you for your final project, which we are almost to. Vocabulary words this time. We are not going to write them all down. You can skip the Richter scale and any of the scales. So the words that we're going to do are earthquake, focus, epicenter, P wave, S wave, surface wave, seismograph, and magnitude. So again, any of the scales you do not have to put in your notes. So the first thing we're going to start out with is a lab. And remember, if anything doesn't work, if like Flash hasn't worked or something, I know that for my class, I sent out a link or I sent out a video. Just make sure you let Mr. Eddie or myself know. Just don't skip it because we have to do those things. This one, Mr. Eddie will be doing a lesson. When you first look at it, you might say, hey, there's nothing here, but you have to start with the girl on the left. And then as you go through it, as the people or the icons light up, you then can see, and Mr. Eddie will be doing a lesson on that. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to read 110 to 117. And again, all of the notes that you need, you can put extra notes in. You can have the book read to you if that is an issue that you need a break reading. I know that the book has been loading very slow for me here at school, so that might be something that you might have to deal with. And I'm sorry, there's nothing that we can do. So some of the activities we're going to be doing is, besides the fossil lab, we're going to be doing an earthquake warm up. And what you will do is you will click on it and we will read the material, communicate. So on the doc, you'll answer, how does Melissa Block's experience tell us about how the ground can move during an earthquake? And how do you think you would react during an earthquake or a disaster? So if you've never been in one, this is just a prediction. If you have been in one, you can tell us what happened. Then after that, we have seismic waves. Seismic waves is another little interactive activity. You can see the waves that we've been reading about. Maybe this visual helps you a little bit more. You can see the direction of the waves. We've been reading about the waves. And then this one lists the statements in order as how the waves are felt. The next activity that we will be doing is the seismic waves video and interaction. So this one has a video. I'm not going to click the video. You read the video or watch the video. Sorry. You see some images. You got the building here. This kind of reminds me of the Dells when you go past that one water park where they have that upside down White House. Shows you the P waves, what location, sort the waves, so you can drag and put the item in. Oops, don't want to get too many right, so then you'll see where they go. But you click and drag them in, so that's good practice. You'll have the questions, which you'll answer in the doc, and you can practice here to see how you do. And you have the questions again, another quick practice. And then explain why surface waves are the last type of seismic waves to occur during an earthquake. And those will be on the doc. One more, and this one's also, I think they're all pretty neat. This one you get to think about engineering in an earthquake. So you'll read the story. Again, I'm not going to click this, but you can put the magnitude, have the building react. Here you can see the different things. You can click, and they'll show you what they look like. Here you can have the simulation, get the buildings ready, hit the button, hit the play, and you can see how the buildings will react. This is in high school. One of the Project Lead the Way classes does the buildings like this. And then eighth grade in the past, when we had Project Lead the Way, we would build buildings out of straw and other materials to see how an earthquake would react. But in the high school class, they basically have a machine like this that would test your structure. Then explain in your own words, and you answer that. When you hit the ground running, why are your knees slightly bent instead of being straight? How does that affect the earthquake? And list 3 ways that real life earthquake conditions would differ from those on the table. Then you'll finish up. There's 3 videos that are all YouTube videos, which are kind of neat. There's a Slinky, there's S&P waves, so that would be very helpful. As we finish the first part of the lesson, we want to be able to answer what are seismic waves, in what order do the 3 types of seismic waves arrive at the seismic graph, and finally, what type of seismic wave produces the most severe ground movement. I'll be back in a little bit for the second part of the lesson.